conservative point of view to black issues. His mission: to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio. And on today's show, you guys know what the deal is. I got the one, the only mind of Jamal on Double Barrel J's Wednesdays. Used to be Tuesdays, but it's Wednesdays now. How are you doing, brother? How are you doing?
Welcome back. Hello. How you doing, Jermain? Ready to start flaming.
Absolutely. We are flaming. And let me tell you, we are on fire. Make sure you guys do us a favor. You hit that like button. Make sure you do share. We're going to need your help.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. I've been, cyberly attacked probably for the last couple weeks. So, I'm dealing with some cyber folks that, they hate me in the content. So I'm over here recovering pages. You get what I'm saying? I got the cyber dogs that are out right now. They're sniffing, so they ready to bite, ladies and gentlemen. So help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? Help a brother out. You hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Make sure you piss off the haters a little bit more. All right? Absolutely. Brother, let me tell you something. The news cycle don't stop. It don't stop at all. And this racism in 2025, it has taken flight. Let me tell you something.
Really?
Let me tell you, the liberals are on black power. They're on black power right now. Let me tell you.
Something's racist. We know something's racist. We got to find racists. We got to keep the niggas voting for the Democrats.
Yup. You better believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a whole bunch of Democrats, and they're feeling the burn right now. And I ain't talking about Bernie Sanders. Yeah, they're feeling the burn of black and brown folks leaving. Yeah, they're wiping the crust from their eyes, and they're like, oh, my gosh. These people are evil as sin. They're starting to recognize it. So they're doing whatever they can to capture black folks, just like the slave catchers used to do back in the day. Yeah, instead of the whips and the chains, let me tell you, they're throwing out the R word. Yeah, the R word. You gotta know what that is, right?
Or the BM, or the Bravo Mike.
Oh yeah,
the BM word.
Mm-hmm.
Black women.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like your sisters. You don't like your mama. What's wrong with you? Your mama black.
Your mama black.
Your sister black.
I'm telling you, everybody black. Here in Minneapolis, let me tell you something. It is hot and sticky, but the last few days it's been raining. So I've been from Minneapolis down to my home here in Lamberton in the country. And I've been out here mostly in the country. I dealing with the good folks out here, let me tell you something. And attending to my grass. I'm trying to kill all the weeds. The weeds are overtaking the lawn right now. Gosh darn it, it's a whole bunch of leaves. I got close to an acre of leaves. So
Hey, Jermain.
of weed, excuse me, that I
Hey,
gotta
Jermain.
try to figure out what to do with. But other than that, brother, how's it in your neck of the woods before we begin?
I want to ask you a question, Jermaine. Are you closer to the Canadian border and the Great Lakes, or are you back? Because when thinking a minute is the Minnesota, and you know hear about Lake Tatanka and
Mm.
stuff like that. Are you closer to the Canadian border? You mostly down closer to the states.
We're closer down to the states, closer to Wisconsin, Lake Michigan area.
Okay.
Yeah, that area there. I'm about right now in Lamberton. I'm probably about 2.5 hours from the South Dakota border.
Oh, okay.
And I'm probably about 4 or 5 hours from Chicago. So Chi-Town. So I ain't too far away from everything in a sense.
I was wondering.
But other than that, yeah. I'm ready to roll. It seems like everybody is ready. I see everybody got here early. So I want to make sure that everybody get their just due praise. Let me tell you, thank you. Brother, you ready?
I am ready.
Absolutely.
To fly.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get rocking, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys buckle up. Tighten up your britches a little bit. We about to get ready to flame. First one up here, ladies and gentlemen. First one up. I want to speak to you guys about a post that I put out. I found a family photo. Oh yeah. I got hell for it. I found a photo online of a family. And this family represents, let me tell you something, most black families here in 2025. So I put it down. I just put down, black family photo 2025. And let me tell you something, I got hell in a handbasket for it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when I say black family, what comes to mind? Now, I want to just want to ask you guys
Single
that.
mama.
When I say black family, what comes to mind before I show you guys this photo? Think about it. You can even go ahead and write it down in the stream here in the chat. Go ahead and put it down. What consists of a black family in 2025? And then I'll show you guys the picture, and we'll see if what you put down matches with this picture. Brother, I know how you think right now, so you hold up. I'm about to release the hounds, and then we'll discuss it. So, ladies and gentlemen, you go ahead and put down what you think consists of a black family. All right, you're in 2025. You're seeing what the deal is in the world. You're in reality. You have common sense. And let me tell you something. You have the light of the Lord, right? Light of the Lord. You have the light of the Lord, ladies and gentlemen. What consists of the black family? That's all I'm asking. Black family. All right. I see a whole bunch of people writing stuff down. Let me go ahead and show you guys the photo here. Let's see if this matches what you guys think here, okay? Transitioning. Black family 2025 photo. And let me tell you, this photo here, ladies and gentlemen, I caught hell. Yeah, I certainly did. Now, you guys can see it. The black family. You have the mama right here. Look like a turkey thigh right here. I don't. You get what I'm saying? Look like a gosh darn turkey thigh. You got the boys. Look at the boys in the front. They look kind of scared a little bit. And then you got the two young ladies in the back. They're dressed in somewhat decent attire. and they look a little sassy, a little bit, you know. This, ladies and gentlemen, I believe consists of the black family of 2025. And when you go down the comments here, and there's a lot of comments, most of these comments are asking, where are the daddies? Where are the daddies? And brother, getting back to Jamal, number one flamer, I want to ask you something here. What do you think about this photo? Why are so many people upset, and why are so many people commenting on this picture about the woman that looks like, you know, she might be missing pants? What do you think about this?
She looked like a hoe and got two apprentices trying to come up.
Oh Lord.
She looked like a hoe when she got two apprentices coming up and a couple pimps or gigolos. She gonna have them boys tricking out for old women. That's what she looked like. And Jermaine, I'm gonna see right now. If you're gonna get that picture, get that right there. If you look, it says somebody photographer.
Yep.
He screenshotted it. So that's his copyright.
Daniel Torres. Yup.
So what you want to do is go on and put the little pic section and get it out, because I'm sure gonna use this photo, and I hope they try to get mad, because whoever put this out, and oh my God, they got hammer toes. How she got hammer toes this early as a child? Go back down.
I'm telling you, oh Lord.
They got these little girls dressed up like this. Mama look like she shouldn't even. I would say, look like she about to get on the pole, but she get on the stage gonna collapse.
Oh,
okay,
Lord.
Let's go on. Start talking about some beep beep beep. She getting up on the stage and beep beep. Here come Big Mom coming to the stage live and direct, shaking her big dump truck, and I mean it's a dump truck. Stanky dump truck. Here come this woman here. Like, really, this is what black women have portrayed themselves to be. They want to be sassy. They want to always think they sexy and have no class. None.
No class at all. You know, you're absolutely correct. You know, I think this is it would have been a good photo if the woman would have dressed appropriately. And I think if the kids were positioned a little bit better. You know, this photo right here, ladies and gentlemen, in my personal opinion, is a disgrace. It really is. This black woman, instead of her to dress well and represent the family that she, she quote unquote has put together like this correctly, she's not doing it at all. She's dressed up as if she's working at Augie's downtown or one of these strip bars downtown. She's not even showing the decency that she should be as a mother. Okay, you would think as a mother, you're at a certain age and style in life where you're supposed to be mature. But it seems nowadays, women will dress like a whore until damn near 90. When does the whore stage end? And when does being a mom begin? And it looks like she is trying to attract another suitor for a fifth baby. You get what I'm saying? I don't see somebody who is humble, somebody who is mature, somebody who wants to be a good mama, somebody who wants to represent her legacy and her family. Well, I just don't see it. And this is the representation of many, many families here in America. And I think it's just crazy to me that we don't have many folks out here, especially that are black, pointing this out and saying, you know what, we have to change it. Brother, how do we change this dynamic here that we have here in 2025 right now? How do we stop this from being the norm where, you know, well, it is the norm right now. How do we stop it? How do we stop?
Number one.
Is it education, or do we have to, you know, put down some sort of legislation to stop this? Because if you go and ask the women will tell you right away, hey, it's the guys are pumping and dumping and running. This is what the ladies will tell you. It's almost as if they get no blame at all in the matter. You get what I'm saying? The guys are pumping, dumping, and running, and gosh darn it, the ladies can't do nothing. You know, they pump, dump once, and they accept them again. Pump, dump twice, they accept them again. Pump, dump the third time, she accepted it again, and she ready for the third and the fourth and the fifth. What do you think?
I got a question. There's something missing in that picture. Blimey, I think I found it. It's called the Black Dad.
Oh, wow.
I think I discovered one. I think I see two. They're on the internet. They're called black men who are with their children.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. That's what she's missing. Really? That's what she's missing.
And in that photo, they are teaching black girls, you gonna be hot and sexy. Black don't crack. Oh yes it do. Black crack and wrinkle like crazy.
Yep.
People always try to say black don't crack. No, it's just that usually when women get a certain age, they have some respect and class for themselves. So they ain't trying to show their ankles, their butt, and all that type of stuff. That woman right there looks like an absolute disgrace. I would say she looked like she about to go to the strip club, but you know the strip club want them young and slim.
Yep, they do.
Unless you're in a black strip club, then she looked like a retired loop dancer. She looked like somebody who used to try to dance for Luke back, and she got knocked up with all them kids, so she'll be the 1 o'clock though. She'll work the club from 1 to 5.
Yeah, she looked like she ran from the Freaknik, Uncle Luke Freaknik. You know what I'm saying? That's what she looked like. You know, but and some people are saying this is the type of stuff she's going to be teaching her children. You know, the young ladies, they don't even have a chance because they're going to grow up and emulate their mama. They're going to say, you know what? I want to be like my mama had 4 or 5 bastard children, and she didn't have a man, and she did it all by herself. That's what they're going to say. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and show you guys this video here. This is put out by a brother. I believe his name is Brandon Jamal, if I'm not mistaken. Let me tell you. He does content, and a lot of people are saying, let me tell you, it's muchly deserved and needed in this day and era. All right, 25 with 9 kids. I want you guys to take a look at this video here real quick. You know, some people are saying he's doing the Lord's work. Let me go ahead and show you.
She changes her mind. This is the first place she will. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call. She changes her mind. She don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your.
Oh Lord, brother, I gotta play that one more time.
She changes her mind.
I gotta play that one more time.
Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your baby father. Don't call me, cause I am not your.
Let me tell you, I heard that album smashing right now, brother. What do you think about
There you go.
this? Brandon Jamal, he's a light-skinned Puerto Rican brother, and let me tell you something. He is shaming single mamas out there. He's shaming the new age single mamas. Let me go ahead and make a distinction. He's shaming the ones who refuse to get married and they're running around and letting guys hit it raw without thinking. And he has nothing but fantastic, let me tell you, songs about it. All right. And what he does, ladies and gentlemen, especially the guys out there, he goes out and to TikTok, Facebook, all these social media sites, and he finds plenty of videos of single mamas, women who go out and put out their struggle as a single mama. All right. And usually the struggle is, hey, I left a guy that I was, just randomly having sex with, and he decides he didn't want to blah, blah, and blah. You guys know what the story is. It seems to be a quite, a current story that seems to always happen. And he put these stories out, and, he puts out a song with it, and he brings, how can I say, a lot of commentary and a lot of sense to non-common sense. What do you think about this here, brother?
I like him. I have been following Brandon for about a while, and when he first started coming up, and he started doing the because you're a single mom,
yep,
because you're a single mom. Now
boy,
that song, he will take a song and apply it like that. I think that's Lil Wayne. Call me, and what he did. Don't call me, because I'm not your baby father. Don't call me. And he flipped it. He even flipped Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon
and
was
running around
the
with
greatest.
Pokemon chasing single moms. This is what they need. They need to be shamed.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you something, Jermaine, and it's staying on point, but I'm just gonna get off on exit real quick.
Go ahead.
If Kamala Harris would have won, it would have came after people like him, Kevin Samuels, Tommy Sotomayor, to take them down, because black women would have been willing power, because they would have jumped on the back of Kamala Harris to say, if you talking about us, you putting us down. And a lot of people would have folded. That's why it's good that Donald Trump won, because people like him are able to call it out, and they are not taking his stuff down.
Nope.
They hate him. He is over
hated.
TikTok. He's over Instagram. And I ain't seen him too much on Facebook. I have seen him some on YouTube, but he is still where it's at, where he can make a good substantial income and bring it. So I'm glad for Brandon. Yep. I am glad for him. That's why President Trump winning was a great thing. Yep. You can best believe black women. And here's the thing: he go after white women too.
He go after every
after any woman that's a single mother. If Kamala Harris would have won, and if women had their way, and yes, black women are horrible for it. But every man in a comment section will tell you the word personal accountability and personal responsibility is kryptonite.
Absolutely.
For majority of these women.
It's kryptonite when you talk about personal responsibility and accountability. It's crazy. And women, the reason why, I spend time on stuff like this, ladies and gentlemen out there, is because this type of issue is crippling America. Single mama epidemic. I speak about it
Yes.
all the time. I think I'm probably one of the first conservative hosts to sit here and speak about the baby mama epidemic. It's crippling America here. Everybody and their mama's mama got a baby mama. And it seems like the women are just having babies by anybody.
And
it's absolutely crazy. You got 3 and 4 different type of baby daddy, and then the women think that they don't care what the guys think. And I want the women to understand, the more babies you have by men, the less desirable you will be. And it's almost how can I say, a death blow in a sense, if you have a baby by a guy that you're not committed and married to. And I want the ladies to understand that before we move forward. I need you to understand that you have a baby by a guy and you're not committed by him. And you think you're just going to run with his baby. Guys, we know what the deal is in 2025. When you say deadbeat, none of us will look and give you any sympathy. We know what a deadbeat is in 2025. It's a guy fighting to see his kid. That's what a deadbeat dad is in 2025. I want the ladies to understand. So we as gentlemen, we want to be able to raise good families, and we can't do that if women are having baby by Tom, Dick, and Harry when they're younger, and then when they get older and say, oh, I want to settle down, and then you got all these bastard children and you're trying to look for a good guy. Those guys ain't going to look for you. So I'm putting it out there. Get mad at the messenger all you want. But I'm telling you what it is. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right?
Hey, Jermaine.
Yeah.
Jermaine, I want to thank
Go
Shane Terry. Thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through PayPal. Everybody, thank you. Thank you all, but it shouldn't just be one person or two person. Jermaine and myself, especially Jermaine, he takes the time, he put in the work so you guys can be able to hear, see what's going on from a perspective. So if you can, like the page, donate to the page. No, we're not asking you for $30, $40, $50. $5, $6, $7, $3. That's still kindness and generosity from your heart. So please donate and help keep the pages going.
Absolutely. Donate, help us out, ladies and gentlemen. And in a couple of weeks, maybe a few weeks here, I'm going to be releasing some information. It's about conservative nation and the growth of conservative nation. And I think a lot of people will be very excited about it. All right. So I just want to go ahead and, just let the cat out the bag a little bit. There will be an announcement. And I think a lot of people will be excited about it. So help us out, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to make America a conservative one, especially when it comes to the black and brown community. They need help a lot. They absolutely do. And the only way that we can effectively attack that community with information they certainly need is by your support. So please, oh please, oh please, let's go ahead and move forward. Next one, I want to go ahead here, ladies and gentlemen, and show you how the city of Minneapolis looks. Now, if you've been following me for a while, especially the last 3 or 4 years, and during the George Floyd era, you would know that I've gone down and I've live streamed in Minneapolis. I've showed you the George Floyd spot. I've showed you all the craziness down there. But we have not shown you guys how it looks like now. And let me tell you something, how it looks like now, you guys will be mighty shocked. And I want to go ahead and show you guys what Governor Tim Walz.
Oh, God.
Remember the one that wanted to be vice president? The one that said that he had a plan for America. Remember that? This is his state. It's a blue state through and through. Everything blue. Even the balls. Let me tell you. I want to go ahead and show you guys this. When I come back, I want to speak about it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
Welcome to Minneapolis, Minnesota. And for the record, let's just take a look around. It's a blue state in a blue city with a blue governor that felt he was good enough to help run the entire country. But let's see what's happening in his own backyard. Now, I've lived just outside of Minneapolis for over 53 years and worked in Minneapolis for the last 35 years. And I have never seen it look quite like this. On the full version of this video over on YouTube, I go right into the campgrounds. I talk to the people living this lifestyle, doing crack right at the entrance to the playgrounds with kids playing less than 50 feet away from them. But let's just give you a taste of what that's like. Life in Minneapolis.
Yep.
How's it going for you?
You can see that.
Great. What's your badge number? What's your badge number?
Don't need a badge to film.
No, but
You doing okay?
I'm okay.
How's life treating you out here?
Like a bitch, but you know I can't at all.
You're 19 years old?
Yes, sir.
How long you been here?
I live with my mom, my brother, my sister.
Do you live in this encampment?
But
Where do you live?
over north. But addiction is crazy, and it's kind of hard to get out of, like, meth and fentanyl. I don't do heroin, I don't do
He's on fentanyl.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Fentanyl and meth.
Fentanyl and meth. Brother, what do you think about that? Minneapolis, it looked like, or Seattle, it looked like every gosh darn place Satan is at. What do you think?
Jermain, this is plain and this is simple. Liberals are trying to destroy every great city to knock America down a notch. There is no excuse for this other than their plan is to destroy and knock America down a notch too. That's why I don't understand why Republicans don't get off their hind parts and get out here and do something. There should be having these people in courts for what these cities look like. And I'm sorry, Jermain, too many black folk done got used to living in the slums.
Yep, too many. Thank the Lord you
They
said
done
it.
got. Look at this. This is the slums. This
Yep.
is worse than the slums. Now, I'll be honest. In the 1950s and 60s, they took black folk from sharecropping and stuck us in the let's go to the big cities. Let's go to the big cities, and you'll be protected from racism. You'll be protected from racism. And it's not about that. It's about looking and seeing what is going on ever since then, Jermain. These cities look horrible.
Absolutely
They're
horrible.
Democrat ran because the Democrat Party believes that America, when at one time Minneapolis was a beautiful city. We used to hear stories about Minneapolis, how beautiful it was. They call it the Twin Cities or something like
Twin
that.
Cities. Yep.
You had the Minnesota Twins. You had them showing it when they won the World Series.
Yep.
People going around. Seattle, same thing. Emerald City. Democrats took over with these woke white liberals, and to make America need to suffer homeless people. Let me say this, and I'm gonna shut my mouth, Jermain. People always say that what they did was the prison system is made to lock up poor people. That's what it is. It's to separate society's undesirable. Well, if poor people are committing crimes because they are poor, then yes, those of us who aren't poor need protection from their poordom and their poor choices and their poor behavior. And if putting them and separating them
but making sure they can still eat, get clothes and stuff like that, then yes, okay. If that's how the poor gonna act, fine. But it's many poor people that got jobs and worked themselves out of it. The Democrat Party has destroyed because that's what they meant to do.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I believe that the Democrat Party, it's their mission to destroy America. It's their mission. And they're very good at it right now.
Yes.
They are absolutely very good at it. You can see everywhere they reign, everywhere they rule, ladies and gentlemen, you see a hellhole. Somebody says this looked like a shithole in Haiti. Absolutely. It looked like some dirty shanty town. That's what it looked like, ladies and gentlemen. You got people here doing crack, doing fentanyl outside, gosh darn tents, people pooping outside, all sorts of dumb stuff. And the government will allow them to sit there. They'll allow them to ruin that area. I want folks to understand that. And a lot of these people here, ladies and gentlemen, are transplants. I want to go ahead and give a shout out real quick to Lisa Serrano. She donated on the Rumble page. Beautiful, beautiful woman, Lisa Serrano. She's been following us for a while. She says, prayers for Minneapolis. Let me go ahead and give you the customary sweet. Absolutely. A lot of folks that are there are transplants. They're from other states. I want people to understand that. They're not even regular Minnesotans. They're from other states. And they come from other states because of our social welfare system here in Minneapolis. Yeah, Minneapolis is the social welfare, how can I say, one of the biggest social welfare states. You can come here as an alien out of space, and they'll give you money. You think I'm playing? Yeah, you can come out of space, ladies and gentlemen. You can come from the draconian system out there. You come in your spaceship, you come down, you start speaking that alienese, right? Yeah, you start eating dog, you speak alien, and they give you money. That's how crazy it is here in Minnesota. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are accepting young kids who want to get surgery, if you know what I mean. You know what type of surgery I'm talking about? Yeah, the one that where they switch you down there. That type of surgery. Yeah, you can come from a different state if you're a kid, and we'll give you that type of surgery, and we won't ask any questions. You don't need parental permission for it. How evil is that?
Very evil.
That's why Minnesota, needs to be red. Let me tell you, it's a very evil state in a sense right now with good folks. So I wanted people to see how Governor Tim Walz runs his state, because this could have been America. Last words here, sir.
That's their goal. Jermain, they have been talking that America was too big for their britches. America's too big. They need to change. They literally have been doing that, Jermain. This isn't nothing because of, accident. They ain't really doing their policies. Their goal is to knock America down because it's built on stolen land. This is a plan. This is not an accident. This is a plan.
Absolutely. It's a plan, and they're executing it effectively, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. Effectively. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Please, oh, please, oh, please. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Kristen D. Walker, very, very beautiful woman out of Minnesota.
Oh,
Shout out to her. Next one up, I want to go ahead and speak to you guys about this viral video. And it's very, very, very important. Very important, let me tell you, because this is the future of schooling right now, and I've witnessed it as well. The problem that this teacher is about to tell you. All right? There's a teacher who is fed up, and she quit teaching. She says there's a brutal war, and the parents need to know about it. And I want you guys to take a look at this. It's very brutal. Very brutal, and it's something that needs to be addressed. And I'm hoping that, President Trump will address this, because without it, let me tell you, our kids are going to be screwed up. I want you guys to take a look at this. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Fed up teacher quits, wants you to know why. Here we go.
A former English teacher going viral after posting a raw and unfiltered farewell video as she leaves the classroom behind after just 3 years. Listen.
A lot of these kids don't know how to read because they have had things read to them, or they can click a button and have something read out loud to them. I just don't think these kids even care. They don't care about making a difference in the world. They don't care about how to have a resume. They don't care how to write a resume. They don't care how to write a cover letter, because ChatGPT will just do it for them. And I think that we need to cut off technology from these kids, probably until they go to college.
Hannah is a former teacher, and she joins us now. She posted that video. More than 1 million people have seen it, Hannah, probably more by the time we're on this morning. Why did you post that video?
So I taught for 3 years, as I said in my video. I wasn't always a teacher. I actually started my career in digital marketing. So I've been in the digital world for about 5 years now, or since I've graduated. And throughout the 3 years, I've taught digital arts classes, and I've taught an English class. And I would say that in all of my teaching experience, technology has posed quite a challenge. And with AI becoming so accessible to children nowadays, especially teaching in an English or Core 4 classroom, it's been especially challenging kind of to have the kids comprehend and critical think and think for themselves on certain things. Yeah. So on my way out, I wanted to kind of raise awareness and just let people know how AI and technology is affecting their children these days.
Right. I know, coming from a mother who taught for 33 years, my sister's a teacher in South Carolina, the challenges that y'all deal with, this is even before AI was a thing. I'm sure it's even more challenging now. And clearly your opinion is, yes, it is. You're a high school teacher. I'm sure your students loved you. We hate to see someone leave education because of problems within the classroom. Give me some examples of what the students are saying to you.
Well, a lot of students, and I do want to be clear, I taught a lot of very motivated and bright children. And so I don't want this to come off as if this is all the kids' fault. But I do know that a lot of times in my English classroom, I would ask them to write down a short response or just 5 sentences to answer a question. And a lot of times it would be about 2.5 sentences, and they would say, well, I can't think of anything else to say, or, well, why do I have to answer in complete sentences? Like, you get the point from what I'm saying in just this little sentence. And then a lot of times I would assign essays, long form essays, and I know how children write, especially when they handwrite me things in the beginning of the school year. And so when a student, how I know how they write, typically would give me a very eloquently and thorough essay on a topic that I know that normally wouldn't come from them, I would ask them, was this really you? And I'd run it through an AI generator. And of course it would say 100% ChatGPT or AI. And I would speak to the student, and they would more so question of, well, if I have to redo this, how much is it really going to affect my grade? Can I just take the 0?
Gosh, trying to take the easy way out.
Wow. And I want to stop it right there. So, brother, that is what's going on here in America. Chat GPT, AI is ruining education. Back in the day, we used to learn how to type on the computer. That was it. And that's basically it. Learn how to type on the computer. We didn't do nothing else. But nowadays, they're doing all sorts of stuff on the computer. A lot of the children, they have iPads, their personal iPad when they go to school. They don't even know how to do cursive handwriting anymore. I don't even think they do cursive handwriting anymore. You know, we have turned a corner in history to the point where, you know, kids don't even really need to try that hard. Shoot, why do I have to learn how to do this when I can ask the computer spit it out and bingo bango, you got it. What do you think?
Jermain, one, society was not ready for the cell phone. Two, they thought by having it the price, you ain't gonna be able to get this for no teenager, no child. It's gonna be for grown adults. Schools were not ready for the technology. Parents started relinquishing their duties as parents. They started instead of when you grew up, Jermain, and I grew up, Jermain, our dads want our friends.
Oh, yeah.
They were our dads. Now, we could talk to them because they were training us up. But I wouldn't go and my dad say, yo, what up, old man?
Oh, well, Lord.
My dad with an uppercut slapped you. Look like you Street Fighter. Sen-Yukin.
Are-you-kin?
So you got technology. Parents aren't doing their job. And teachers started focusing on diversity, inclusion, and everything other than education. And we got this mess. It's a 3-part mess. One, you got to get the teachers back in control. And when you tell them little rugrats they can't have a cell phone in the class, I don't care how many parents show up to the school board. I don't want my child losing their phones because it could be a killer in the school. No, stop that excuse. When you come into the school, they need to jam those phones so you can't get internet or nothing.
Yep.
Yes. Or just tell people you're going to take their phone to the end of the year, regardless of what. But do the schools have the backbone and spine to do it? Number two, parents ought to sit here and realize your daughter's looking like whores, your son's looking like pimps, you're looking like your kids going to be future strippers, and you expect us to judge them as professionals. Then the school board got to stop allowing certain criteria in the school. It's a 3-pronged monster that good teachers are quitting. Well, in public school, because you don't have that in charter schools. You don't have that in private schools. Private schools will tell you quit. You break out a cell phone, they're going to take it and you ain't going to get it. Because then they're going to tell your mama, okay, fine, you take your child up out of here and we going to keep that $900 you already done paid.
Absolutely. You know what? When you're paying for school, when you're paying for your kid to go to school, let me tell you something. They going to be learning for real.
Yes.
Yeah, they ain't going to be playing any games. Public school, you see how crazy public school is now? I'm not saying all public schools are bad. Okay? I know some public schools that are really good. But that's not the norm.
No, it's not.
It's not at all, ladies and gentlemen. Majority of the public schools, they're not not very good at all. And the introduction of technology into the classroom in those type of schools, let me tell you something, makes the kids dumber. I want people to understand that. makes the kids dumber. You know, if the kids have to rely on that type of technology, when they get older, they're not going to get smart. And when they get to college, I mean, gosh darn it, their brain is really gone then. So I believe folks need to get a handle on it. They certainly do. And it really comes down to the parents nowadays understanding how the world is. In this day and age, if you really want your child to have a very, very good education, a lot of times you're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to maybe, you know, shell some ducats up, you know, and have them go down to that Christian academy down the street. Because when they go to those type of schools, even though you're sacrificing and you're paying more, you're going to get a better individual produced. Right? When they usually go to a faith-based type system like that.
Yes.
Instead of, you know, Satan's alternative school that is out there. Last words here before we move forward here, sir.
You know what, Jermaine, before I move any further, I would like to thank Mrs. Cynthia Shaner. Miss Cynthia Shaner, I want to thank you for your blessing to the page. I want to thank you for your blessing to the page. Just real quick, for your blessing to the page through PayPal.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your blessing to the page, and thank you for helping us stay going.
Yeah, shout out to Iowa Hawkeyes 123 as well, donating on the Rumble page. Says many of them can't read and write through high school graduation. Math scores down the toilet. Teach your children to read. Iowa passed the law for no cell phones in class. Absolutely.
Hold up. Got to give him his shout out.
Absolutely. Shout out to
Mr. Larson.
All right, brother. So last word, what do you think? Here before
you know what? It still goes down to, yes, there may be some good public schools, but the ones we're seeing and hearing about around Baltimore, Minneapolis, and all these major cities, the black students can't. The students can't even read on grade level. There are kids, black kids, that are graduating can't even read on a third grade level. Can't even read on a third grade level. There's some there were kids that was graduating in Baltimore. All black mayor, black police chief, black city council. Black students can't read on a fifth grade level graduating from high school. That right there shows you everything that they are teaching and doing in the school. They need to destroy it and go back to just teaching reading, writing, and science. Stop trying to put everybody in college. Everybody's not going to go to college.
Yeah, that is just ridiculous. That's a way to get parents to give up that money. The new age scam, ladies and gentlemen, is the college scam, and it's for single mamas. Yeah, you better believe single mamas are up again. I know, right? Yeah. It's the new age scam, all right? They say, hey, I know you didn't graduate from college along with the other kids that did, right? You had a baby when you were younger. Don't you worry. You can still graduate and get a degree. Yeah, so the women are 35, 40 years old collecting debt. Come on.
With degree.
I know everybody need an education, but gosh darn it, 40 years old and you collect the debt like that? And you want, excuse me, what you gonna say, brother?
And they getting degrees and stuff they can't get jobs and turn money into. They getting most of the degrees because you hear it a lot, Jermaine. Black women the most educated, no black women the most enrolled.
Yep.
And the degrees they're getting in is social service, a lot of social service,
social
a lot of
services.
working for the government. And real quick, Jermaine, to let you know something, they crying now that Donald Trump and under him and Doge, 106,000 black women lost their job when they started cutting federal jobs.
Yep.
So the government is their daddy.
Yep. Super daddy. Daddy through and through. Daddy through and through, brother. The daddy that employs them and the daddy that give them money for their baby. Let me tell you, through and through. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. We gonna need your help. We certainly gonna need your help, ladies and gentlemen. Next one up here. Oh yeah, people gonna speak about this one. Let me tell you. I want to show you guys a basketball player here that has gotten a lot of attention, okay? And it's from the WNBA. I want you guys to take a look at this, okay? Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. They've been battling for a while. I want you guys to take a look at this. Here we go. Make sure you share.
Around the matchups between Reese and Clark, and Angel Reese is still going after Caitlin Clark in the aftermath. Everyone in the arena had to know this foul was coming.
Yep, that play right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Clark was going to come in and take that foul.
Apparently, that play right there.
Rebecca Allen too strong on a three. And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Caitlin Clark. Afterwards has something to say as Clark walks away. We know there are always increased eyeballs, energy, and attention around the matchups between Reese and Clark, and Angel Reese is still going after Caitlin Clark in the aftermath.
Everyone in the arena had to know this foul was coming. As soon as you saw Angel Reese wide open, you knew that Caitlin Clark was going to come in and take that foul.
Contact.
Foul. So we're going to stop it right there.
We've
seen the foul. That play right there has sparked an outrage in Black America. And Black and brown America, let me tell you, it sparked an outrage. And I want to show you guys what the outrage is. Take a look at this.
Today, the WNBA opened an investigation into racist comments supposedly made by fans at the Indiana Fever's home opener yesterday. The Indianapolis Star citing sources who say the comments were directed at Chicago Sky forward Angel Reese. Reese was heavily booed yesterday, especially after this tense moment when Caitlin Clark fouled Reese, who then fell to the ground and then immediately got up and approached Clark. Clark's foul was upgraded to a flagrant. The WNBA said in a statement that it, quote, strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. Pacer Sports and Entertainment CEO Mel Rain said in a statement that they are aware of the allegations.
Shane donated to you through PayPal.
To complete the
Shout out to Shane. Bow. Shout out to Shane. Donated through PayPal. I want to make sure I give Shane a shout out here, brother. Brother, sometimes I don't see it, so I want to make Shane know sometimes I don't see it, look at my eyes. You get what I'm saying? They're big and black and they move slowly. So I try to grease them up before I hop on here. You get what I'm saying? Absolutely. Brother, what do you think about this here? So the foul that happened during that play, apparently Angel Reese is saying that there's something there with it. And on top of that, during that play, Angel Reese and some of the people that are there are saying that they were hearing racial slurs and all this other stuff coming from the fans, and the WNBA is investigating racial slurs from the fans. My goodness gracious! What do you say to this? Is this feasible? Is it feasible first, and is it warranted?
That is why we have more views than the WNBA.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark saved the WNBA.
She certainly did.
Black women just jealous. That white girl came, showed up, and played better than any last one of them black women out there playing.
Yep.
They have been doing this black girl rock, black girl magic. Well, it ain't transforming in money in the WNBA. The WNBA is losing money. They are basically subsidized by the men. So basically, the WNBA is the wife and the NBA is the husband, and she getting a little change from the husband NBA to make it. Do you know they don't make enough to pay their own players?
Yeah.
Not because of anything against them. Nobody watches them.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark got little girls in the seats. Why? Because she's not tattooed up like she's in the prison. She's not looking like she's a lesbo, like she's trying to be a man when she's a woman. She unlike Angel Reese. Angel Reese, she go places. She try to look like she gonna start an OnlyFans page. You ever seen
with that ass out?
Reese photos? She got to start OnlyFans. She probably make more money than in the WNBA if she get her OnlyFans page. But at the end of the day, Angela Reese and those black girls have been racist toward Caitlin Clark ever since she been in. I don't like Caitlin Clark that much because she's a raving liberal. She getting what she deserved now. She getting what she deserved. I'm sorry. So Mr. Larson is from Iowa. He loves Caitlin Clark because she used to play for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Okay? Mr. Larson loved himself some Caitlin Clark because she played for the Iowa Hawkeyes. But she opened up her mouth, sat there and said, well, I want to acknowledge all the black women who came before me in the WNBA. Yeah, because nobody was watching them. Nobody cared for them. But when she came in the league, people saw fundamentals, a cool white girl who ain't all up on the black women trying to be black. And all those players got jealous.
Yep.
She is the Michael Jordan
of the
WNBA, and those black girls mad because they have did social justice, dress and act like lesbos or strippers. Either they're gonna be a lesbo or they're gonna be a stripper.
They gotta choose. Yeah, they gotta choose which one. You want to be a stripper or you want to be a lesbo. Or you got to choose which one. And they mad at her. They mad at Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark don't have to play that game. You know, she's feminine in a sense. She plays ball very, very good. The black women are upset. We've been playing just like Caitlin Clark and blah, blah, and blah, and we never get noticed. No, you don't play like her.
No, you don't.
I've been watching it. Yeah, I don't play like her. No. Mad that a white girl is playing better than ya. I call that jealousy, ladies and gentlemen. One thing I know about women, 100%, besides they love to run their mouth, the jealousy. The jealousy is through and through. Women get jealous. That's why most of them don't like being friends with each other, right? Because of the jealousy that is there. You know, and this is jealousy written all over it. You know, ain't nothing about no racism or nothing. It's jealousy. If they were smart, they would be uplifting Caitlin Clark so that they can get the revenue higher. If they were smart enough. Caitlin Clark is your savior. It's almost like Jesus came to land. Help Caitlin Clark. Help Jesus. Because Caitlin Clark can revamp the WNBA. And the WNBA and how it is right now lets you know we as a society need to be honest with women. Right? We just need to be honest with them. You know, when it comes to female sports, most people don't watch it. Let me go be the bad bearer of truth. Most people don't watch female sports because it's boring. I know. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's boring. It's most of the time it's slow, right? Most of the time, especially in basketball and a lot of these other sports, they're missing shots all the time. Have you watched high school basketball, female high school basketball? Let me tell you something. That bricks upon bricks. Let me tell y'all. You brick upon low scoring bricks. That's what's going on. And then on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, the women don't even watch other women. You would think women support women, right? It's a lie. Women don't support women. Because if they did, they'd be out there supporting them. But they don't. So what the women want us to do as guys is for us to give us money, just like in the real world, right? Just give your money so that you can have fun and play. Instead of the men in this society to be honest with women and say, hey, you know what? This is what's going on. You know, WNBA is not really profitable. Right? The only reason why it's there is so that we can have women leave us alone. Yeah. You see how he shook his head? Man, I'm sorry. I gotta be honest with the women. That's how we get the women. I want the men to understand just by being honest. Women out there. The only reason why the WNBA and a lot of these other sports are there is so that you can leave us alone. Yeah. So you can leave us alone. Because if we wouldn't put our money into it. No, we wouldn't put our money into it. But we put our money into it because we love ya that much. Men love women that much that we're able to prostrate. If you don't know what it is, look it up. Prostrate ourselves so that women can have something they can enjoy. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to B Golis. Says great show on Rumble. I want to make sure I give B Golis some props. Brother, last words on this here.
Well, for B Golis, of course, we want to thank him.
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and give you the customaries.
Everybody knows the WNBA is a joke. Okay, women don't even watch the WNBAs. They have to go out for championship games and give tickets away for people to go. Women don't support their own stuff. Women don't even support the WNBA. Why? Because women don't want to see other women play like that because it's boring. Trash. And more women watch the WNBA because they know men are watching the WNBA. and there are some women who know, like we pointed earlier, you got 4 kids and you trying to get a man, your man watching the WNBA. So you know what you gonna do, ladies? You gonna go buy you a Chicago Bulls jersey and put on a thong and some high heels and go step up in the club and try to pull you. It's one of these simps in here who gonna like this jersey, and then I'm gonna tell him I got 3 kids and he gonna love me. So you learn it. You ain't trying to step in there. Lesbians don't even watch the
they don't even watch that stuff.
They don't even watch it. They carpet munchers. They like, turn to the NBA. I don't want to watch this trash.
Yep. I'm telling y'all. I don't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen.
And so what they trying to do is make Caitlin Clark racist so they can knock her down. But Caitlin Clark, I have to admit this. I know Mr. Larson is not going to like this, and people in I was not going to like this. When she sat there and said in that interview that she think that the WNBA is because of is built on the backs of black women, women this and black women that and black women that, I said, give it time. They're going to call you racist like they call everybody else.
Absolutely. You walk a fine line agreeing with black liberals. Let me tell you, you walk a very fine line because if you don't agree with every gosh darn thing they say, and I mean everything, they will call you racist. So tread carefully, Mr. White Man. I just want to say that. Tread carefully, right? Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. You know, I've never met a woman and you're trying to get to know her and she says, you know what? I love the WNBA. Do you watch the WNBA?
Never heard one say it.
Never, ever, 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 ever. So, that's what it is.
Hey, Jermain, I've heard him say this before. You watch the WNBA?
Yeah.
Look, I seen him look like that. Like, you be like, yo, you see my girl, Cheryl Stoops? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, she got game. Who?
Yeah.
WNBA. Play for the New York Liberty. You watch that? And looked at me like, you watch that?
Yeah.
I'll never mention it again.
Yup, they'll look at you silly and funny. Can't get around it. Next one up, let me tell you something. A lot of people going to get very upset up with this one. Very upset. Trump is set to pay the Ashley Babbitt family $5 million. Let me go ahead and we spoke about this for a while. Me and Jamal did several segments. I've looked back through the years. We did several segments speaking about Ashley Babbitt when the riot happened. Let me go ahead and we're going to give her the customaries here, though. We're going to give her the customaries because when she got killed, the gosh darn news companies, the news stations and all that, they were acting silly. They didn't even want to speak about her name and the things that happened. This is a right that needed to be, a wrong that needed to be right, I should say. Let me tell you. Let me go ahead and run this. When it come back, I want to speak about it. And also, ladies and gentlemen, the liberals are upset about this. I want to just let you guys know. They're very upset about it. They believe that President Trump should be paying the Capitol police officers money because of what happened. They said officers got injured during the riot, and they should be getting the money instead of Ashley Babbitt, who caused, quote unquote, her own demise. This is what they're saying. I want you guys to take a look at this. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Please, oh, please, oh, please. We need your help. Here we go.
This is unbelievable in a way, especially if you were there. We covered it. To see this moment rewarded with a $5 million settlement, when we checked, we tried to see, were there officers who were injured, those who died as a result of their injuries or other aspects of their service on January 6th? Did they get anything? No settlements for those folks.
Not even money, but just even an acknowledgement. I'm just thinking about Brian Sicknick. His mother still waiting for a call from the president. Look, it's under no circumstances, should anybody's death be celebrated or somebody lost their daughter, somebody lost a sister or mother, and it's unfortunate that somebody lost their life there. But what message does it send that an individual, if she lived, she would have been charged. She would have been charged with a crime. She would have been a criminal. What message does that send out there to not just everyday citizens, but to people other criminals at the Capitol who may have been sprayed by police or may have been hit by police? Do they get to sue and now be rewarded because their record's clean with Donald Trump pardoning them?
Yeah, I mean, those are important sort of downstream effects of all this. I mean, does this open the door, Scott, to all these other people suing the police officers that they assaulted?
Yeah, I mean, he raises legitimate questions. I mean, it's a tragic situation because someone died, and it's also a tragic situation because brave police officers were put in harm's way. I'm very defensive of police officers. I back the blue. I think police officers protect us and deserve our support and our admiration. So that's my view. This should have never happened. On the settlement, look, they were asking for 30. They got 5. I don't know all the facts internally. I've just seen the reporting about whether they thought maybe a jury would side with her. I don't know.
But isn't this?
But I don't. So it's hard for me to know what facts they were looking at internally about what litigation might have produced. But it is in my opinion, a tragic situation for everyone. The person who died, the police officer who was involved, who by the way was vindicated in internal reports and internal investigations.
Well, that's the point that I want to make. So it was a wrongful death settlement. What was wrong then? If he wasn't charged, he was cleared in multiple investigations. What was wrong?
This insurrection was perpetuated by the same person whose administration settled this case. So it's not like there was some jury or there was some sort of independent body that gave her this money. This money was given to her by the man who even Scott Jennings at one point said incited this insurrection. His name is Donald Trump.
No, it's coming from taxpayers.
Well, it is, but not
taxpayers.
Wow, and I want to stop it right here. So
and he has been.
There we go. You guys see what the deal is now, right? They're saying that Ashley Babbitt, in a sense, shouldn't even get this money. This is what they're saying. And they're saying that the guy that shot Ashley Babbitt, the Capitol Riot police officer, was cleared. And apparently there's no wrongdoing in their eyes. Brother, what do you think about this? Me and you spoke intensively about this case. We spoke very, very in depth about this case. We ran back video. I mean, we went to town on this. What do you think about it? You believe that, her family's entitled to this money? Or do you think that, this is just something to, please MAGA, as they would probably say here?
Well, number one, we watched Peter Strzok and Lisa Page get all their money, and they sat here and ran the Russian collusion against Donald Trump. Yeah. Their money was held. They was fired. They turned around and they sued the Trump administration, where they sued the federal government, and Joe Biden let them get all that money, all their pension and everything. So that's number one. Like I said, I like Scott Jennings, but Scott Jennings is a Bush man. Okay. And that Bushness came up out of him, because not one time has he mentioned January 6th and the riots of George Floyd. Okay. Yep. The George Floyd riots, the reason why so many people had the because I was there.
I am a J6er. That pardon helped me too, because if Joe Biden if Kamala Harris would have won, they would have started locking up black people at January 6th. And I'm one of the most outspoken people. I had the FBI come talk to me. Talking about they were looking for a pipe bomb. Bunch of liars. They knew they was coming up there trying to what they trying to do. So the reason why Ashley Babbitt got the money is because that man shot through the door and shot an unarmed woman.
Yep,
he didn't even look to see what was going on. That black guy also left his weapon in a bathroom.
Oh Lord,
he's a moron. That black, he
Idiot.
shot and killed that woman in cold blood. Now, if they want to complain about her getting that money, Donald Trump kept his promises.
Absolutely.
He promised the people of January 6th. He said they were political prisoners. He fixed it. He pardoned them. He also said that what happened to her was murder.
Yep.
They may believe that cop was justified to shoot through the door, but he wasn't. If that had been a white man shooting a black woman, it would have been racist, because these Negroes get out here and act stupid. You can't arrest me. As soon as they try to reach for anything, they shoot them. Oh, well, the white cops are racist, blah, blah, blah. Ashley Babbitt was murdered.
Yep. Murdered in cold blood.
And that $5 million is not going to bring her back. But you know what? It feels daggone good for liberals to see that we can take the money and give it to our side too.
Absolutely. And if it was Joe Biden and the rest of these idiots still in office, let me tell you something. Ashley Babbitt family would get nothing. The Capitol riot police officers, they'll get illegal funds. Probably from USAID, right? That's probably what would happen, ladies and gentlemen. These people are evil as sin, let me tell you. Evil as sin. Ashley Babbitt family deserve that money.
Yes.
I want folks to understand. Her family deserves that money. And these people don't want her family to get the money because it is political. That's what it comes down to. It's political. So I'm very, very happy about this. They're trying to make it a black and white thing and all sorts of dumb stuff. These people here, ladies and gentlemen, they don't think correctly. They don't. I don't know what type of water they're drinking, but they're not drinking water from earth. I can tell you that. Speaking like the way they do. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead here and speak to you guys. Yeah. Speak to you guys about black power. Black power.
Negroes.
Black power. Yeah. Let me tell you, there's a lot of black folks out there who believe they have black power. They want black power. They want to push black power. And in this next segment, let me tell you something. They're certainly trying to get black power. Let me tell you. In this day and age, you would think reparations would be a thing of the past. You would think people would have moved on by now, right? But let me tell you something. Oh, no. They're still on it. I want to go ahead and show you guys this video here. This is done by Roland Martin. Shout out to Roland Martin for doing this one. Speaks about a Maryland governor by the name of Wes Moore, Democrat. He's being criticized for vetoing a reparations study bill. Oh, yeah. A lot of folks are upset about it.
No money.
Yeah, and I want to go ahead and run this when it come back. I want to speak about it because this veto has also led to some other folks in Congress doing the same thing. So, yeah, it's quite connected. Let's go ahead and run it. Here we go. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
Governor Wes Moore is coming under fire after he vetoed a bill that would have...
Folks, in Maryland, Governor Wes Moore, of course, the nation's lone black governor, issued 23 vetoes today, and one of those includes a reparations bill. This is the Washington Post story, came down about an hour ago. He vetoed, this is what they say, Maryland Governor Wes Moore on Friday vetoed the state to define the economic harms to black descendants of enslaved people and recommend remedies, dealing a blow to reparations supporters who counted on the only black governor of a U.S. state to be an ally. The veto of a reparations study was the highest profile of 24 vetoes Moore issued late Friday, the most the governor and rising Democratic star has fought back against the democratically controlled legislature during his 2.5 years in office. This, of course, is big news, and trust me, it was not well received by the Maryland Black Caucus. This was the statement that they released at a time when the White House and Congress are actively targeting black communities, dismantling diversity initiatives, and using harmful coded language. Governor Moore had a chance to show the country and the world that here in Maryland, we boldly and courageously recognize our painful history and the urgent need to address it. Instead, the state's first black governor chose to block this historic legislation that would have moved the state toward directly repairing the harm of enslavement. They said we are elected, let me go over here, they said we are elected leaders in the state that enslaved renowned abolitionists Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass, and we convene in a state house that is less than a mile from the Annapolis City Dock, one of the nation's earliest and most high-traffic ports of enslavement. We owe this bill to those who endured forced labor and all black Marylanders impacted by enslavement, discrimination, and its long-term harm. As federal efforts to erase our history and attack the most vulnerable continue, Marylanders need decisive, courageous action at the state level. And so this is that statement. Oh, it's this. They also said the bill, which passed by an overwhelming majority in the House and Senate, was crafted to bring together leaders, impacted residents, and experts to study and make recommendations on reparations in Maryland. While unilateral executive actions and piecemeal legislation addressing disparities can contribute to progress, they cannot substitute meaningful, sustained, and comprehensive efforts commissioned in this bill to address reparations and repair. Now, Governor Moore said that the actions that he is taking as governor are going to address the issues that they have outlined. He also, this is from the Washington Post story, Moore said, given the state's economic problems, he was focused on laws that help the state recover from the severe impact of the Trump administration's federal spending cuts. I was very transparent with the leadership and members of the General Assembly that anything that fails to meet the urgency of this moment, I will not sign it and must wait for another time. Moore said in an interview calling the reparations study the most challenging of his veto decisions. The article says Moore said he's ready to engage in conversations about repairing the legacy of slavery now, and he doesn't need to wait 2 years for the Reparations Commission to draft a study. Michael Imhotep, your response.
Well, here's the thing. Number one, I have a little bit of experience in this field. I actually did a presentation for the Detroit Reparations Task Force here March 2nd, 2024. Now, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told them and the same thing I say on numerous shows and After History Network show. I would not put the term reparations on anything that you actually want to get past, especially if a lot of people that got to vote for it are white. But even if they're black, and the reason why is I'm all for repairing the damage of a legacy of slavery, Jim Crow segregation, all that. I'm all for that. But what happens is a lot of these efforts get attacked, undermined, imploded, and you get a lot of people who walk away disheartened. Now, one thing he did say is that he was already enacting policies and quote unquote a culture of repair to remedy the harms of slavery. This is from the Washington Post article that you're reading from as well. So what I would focus on and what I encourage people to focus on is the structural inequities that exist right now in Maryland, California, whatever it is, and deal with the laws and policies that were put in place that created those structural inequities and trace that back to slavery, trace that back to Jim Crow, et cetera, and deal with repairing those structural inequities. But I saw a previous article 6 days ago from thegrill.com about this, and I'm someone who focuses on actually being able, not focusing on studies, but actually getting policies put in place that are beneficial for African Americans that will withstand legal challenges when you get sued to overturn it. I'm focused on the end game.
Wow. And I'm going to stop right there. So he's focused on the end game, and a lot of Democrats are focused on the end game. Now, he said something here, brother, that I believe in a sense might be a smart move. Focusing on structural inequities rather than, doing this reparation nonsense. What do you think about this here? Governor Westmore, he's in a, black state in a sense, Maryland. Is blue through and through, another one, but he has challenged the legislature there, the Democratic legislature there, and not pass this bill. He's getting a lot of criticism for it. Do you think that he is truly against reparations, or do you think this might be just a political move, him knowing that it would never pass and he's trying to, further his career in politics? What do you think?
I would like to thank Jermain. You got a super chat. That's all.
JWL 1980. Shout out to JWL 1980 on Rumble. Let me go ahead and give you the customaries here.
And check the cash out.
And then also, let me go ahead and give a shout out to Pizza Sticks, donated on Cash App. Beautiful woman, Pizza Sticks. Shout out to you. Let me go ahead and give you the customaries on that. Absolutely.
I think it's just political. That's all he is. He's just doing what he's doing politically. That's it. Because he wants to run for president.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wants to run. Barack Obama, the reason why he was elected was because Barack Obama made a lot of white people feel that we're voting for Bill Cosby off the Cosby Show.
Yep.
People had gotten used to Cliff Huxtable. Barack Obama was cool, laid back. Matter of fact, if you remember, Jesse Jackson said they wanted to cut his balls off.
Yeah.
When you heard Barack Obama was out here talking about pull your pants up. Mm-hmm. Fathers taking care of all this talk, and you found out it was a lie. Well, Barack Obama didn't show you when he first got elected, except for Reverend Wright, and you saw how quick Obama disassociated with himself. That's all this guy's doing. He knows, one, it's not going to survive a court challenge. Because when you're dealing with it, one, who owns slaves? What about the black slave owners?
You better stop it.
Or do they have to pay? Matter of fact, What about the black slave owners who was once slaves and said, I'm gonna go get me some niggas and sit on my hind for to make them work. So you got what up? So if the black slave owner was a former slave that bought slaves, is everybody gonna get a check? Even the slave owner? So what it is, he recognized is foolishness, and the average Democrat donor don't want to do it. He's jockeying for 2028 so he can run and win or be somebody's vice president. Because when you say you're a radical liberal, no, I'm not. When people start flooding me about because I'm black, I'm going to be, I should do reparations. I said, no, I got a track record of being a moderate Democrat. That's what I am. Because in 2028, people are not going to want Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders. So it's just political play.
You're absolutely correct. I believe it's political as well. Barack Obama has laid out the groundwork for black brothers like himself. Okay, he does it. All he has to do is be cool. He don't have to do too much. He just needs to be cool. He doesn't need to be too black, because if he's too black and he's going for reparations and things like that, he won't get votes from the other side. He won't get the votes in the middle. He knows it. So he has to play that game. And I believe, in a sense, it's time for a black Republican president. That's why I think a black Republican will be more conservative than the white one. How much you want to bet? I wholeheartedly believe it. And the reason why that is because the black one has been fighting fiercely to get up there. Let me tell you. So he going to be top-notch and sharp. By the time a black Republican, a black conservative is at the helm, he's going to be sharp like a coon. Let me tell you. Screw the Democrats. He's going to be sharper than a coon. Let me tell you. Yeah, because he's fought blacks, he's fought whites, he's gotten up there, and he's maintained. I'm telling you, because when I meet black conservatives, they're really conservative. They are really. Yes. That's the main reason why liberals are against black conservatives and blacks who become Republicans, because they know that it's not just a little bit they get into it. They turn all the way. They turn all the way and they don't come back. So I think it's time for that one. I think it is. And if America gets one, oh Lord, it'll be fierce. Let me tell you, it'll be certainly fierce. But getting back to this guy here. This guy here is playing the long game. He is. He can't go far playing the black game. Let me go being a black ally and just do stuff for black folks. You don't get far in politics doing stuff like that.
Nope.
And most black folks are dumb and retarded. They don't know that. If you go into politics just thinking about yourself and black people, you're not gonna get far.
No.
And I don't think black folks know that at all. It baffles me. Like you can't get into the politics realm and just care about only blacks. It doesn't work like that. Last words here, sir.
Basically, this man is smart. If they listen to this guy, because the people see that whole clip, they got into a heated confrontation.
Yeah.
Because the one who's supposed to be black and the black, who's in an all-black district who don't have to worry about winning an election, he was like, yeah, we need to call it reparations. That's what we need to call it. And the other guy's like, sleazy, like, no, we don't need to call it reparations. We don't. We need to call it something else, a trick. That is the Barack Obama politics, which a lot of people don't know. Barack Obama was smart. He was not stupid. Barack Obama knew you do not tell your political opponent what you plan to do.
Nope.
What you do is you sit there and you say something else. You say something else. You say
he admitted to it too. He did.
Yes. Barack Obama said when they was being all radical and telling everything they did, that's what he said about Kamala Harris. That's what he kept saying on the
don't tell what you do. The hell?
And when he slammed black men about not voting for her, he did that to kind of throw a wrench in the game. But Kamala Harris and her staff wanted that. Barack Obama knows how to play the game. We might can't stand him, which we don't. I can't stand Obama, but Obama's not an idiot.
Nope. He's very, very smart. Very smart. A chameleon. And let me tell you something. He's not going to be honest. Barack Obama, no. You want to get up there? You want to do stuff that the liberals want to do? Gosh darn it, you better shut your lips. Because the common, decent person ain't going to want to do it. And he knows it. He's smart enough to know it. So he says, hey, stop being radical. Stop it.
Yep.
You wait till you get in office and then you can legislate all the radical stuff you want to legislate. You just need to get there first. How do you get there? How do you get to the office? You don't get to the office by running your lips about crazy stuff. You act and placate the role. You act real nice. You act like you're decent and you got common sense, right? And then when you get in, you could be as crazy as you want to be. And he knows that. So a lot of the other folks, they're not smart enough to do that because they lead through emotion. This man was smart enough to lead through logic. So I want folks to understand that, right? Just like on this show, we about logic. We don't bring emotion into it. Because once we bring emotion, it clouds our judgment. We can't think then. You get what I'm saying? So that's what it is. I want to show you guys another reparation bill that has been put out to Congress. Oh, yeah, big one. This was put out by Ayanna Pressley and Summer Lee. I want to go ahead and run this when it come back. I want you guys. I want to know what you guys think about it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go. Representative Summer Lee, Ayanna Pressley reintroduce a reparations bill to Congress. Here we go.
On steroids, and we refuse to be silent. We will not back down in our pursuit of racial justice. The antidote to anti-blackness is to be pro-black, and we will do it unapologetically. The United States government owes us a debt, and we need reparations now.
Look at this here, Black Reparations America.
I want to apologize.
Reparations for Black America.
Rep Presley, like we did Rep Bush. Remedying that now, I would like to introduce Rep Rashida Tlaib. What? Yes, your turn. Yeah, but I had to bring it out anyways because our folks are coming up next. So with that, Rep Rashida Tlaib.
You can see it's pushed by black women.
So you went to go get
Reparations pushed by black women.
Thank you all so much. I love being in this room because it's like being at home.
Girl, we need that chat. We need, your baby dad and need this chat.
For introducing Reparations Now resolution.
Girl, he can pay for some
people nodded their heads, they were like shrugging and everything.
All
that
weave
she kept
in
moving.
there. Look at all
and I'm
that.
inspired by the fact that
Chinese
Congresswoman Summer Lee is taking on the
black girl, I got half of you.
Legislation.
Half of you.
Incredible leadership.
Yes, it is.
Of course, I stand here before you as a congresswoman for the most beautiful, blackest city in the country, the city of Detroit, to say that reparations is not a radical idea. We've been talking about it forever. We've been singing it from the rooftops, talking to urban farmers, to everyone, from saying if you're not going to do, we're going to find ways and pathways to try to again heal the harm and the hurt of many of my family members and my community. And you Detroiters know that it is a debt that our nation owes. and a true acknowledgement of the pain and the trauma and the harm inflicted on generations of many of our black neighbors.
A debt that America owes. Rashida Tlaib. She's over here with her crazy looking glasses. You saw Ayanna Pressley looking like the black Mr. Clean over here. I'm telling you, when she was up there talking, my eyes were blind. That got, I gotta know where she, gets that razor blade from. You get what I'm saying? How her hair so shining like that? What she used to get her hair like that? You get what I'm saying? Get her hair bald like that, and look at them Venus flytrap eyelashes. Look like about to eat some flies. Brother, what do you think about this here? But let me change this. This woman blinded me. What do you think?
Her bald head tighter than mine.
I'm telling you. I'm trying to figure out
what type of razor
using.
you using? And look, got them big old paintbrush eyelashes. Like she can paint the whole top, paint fences. That's something is. Take them bad boys
Lord,
and
look
just
at
paint.
eyelashes.
They like to look ghetto.
You better
and
stop
fake.
it.
They like to look ghetto and fake. They look like a 1990s cheap blonde bimbo.
I'm telling you, man.
That's what they look like. A cheap 90s cartoon bimbo. That's what they look like.
You can't even get around it, brother. Another reparations bill. Ayanna Pressley, Summer Lee, these folks, they're just not going to stop, Jamal. They're just not going to stop. Reparation will forever be something that these people will keep going for. You get what I'm saying? They're just not going to stop. And no matter how many times they get shot down, no matter how many times they say, hey, it's not even feasible, these people will still push it. They want to get that free money, Jamal.
Yes.
They want that free money. This reparations need to stop. And it seems like it's only being pushed by, black women that are pushing this. I don't see many of the black liberal guys talking about reparations too much like this. They know that it's a dead end type of deal. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like these folks, they don't know it. They absolutely don't know, which is quite crazy. But that's what it is. Now, it's getting kind of late. We got two more that we're gonna do here, Jamal.
Oh shoot, I'm good. This is my normal time. We cool.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I don't want to push it too much. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to speak to you guys about Joe Biden. Oh yeah, Joe Biden was in the news a few days ago, and a lot of people are speaking about it. He has been diagnosed with prostate cancer, stage 5. They say it's metastatic, it's all over his bones. He's getting ready to go. I just can't believe that they were able to hide it that long and nobody know. But that's the way America is. America is into, especially the government, into hiding stuff from the people. I want to go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak to you guys about it. There's some things I need to say about this here. Here we go. Make sure you share.
There is disbelief today on former President Biden's shocking cancer diagnosis.
This is a very serious, aggressive cancer.
The prognosis is grave. Biden's cancer is advanced and aggressive. It has metastasized to the bone. On the 1 to 10 Gleason scale that measures prostate cancer, it's a 9 and is incurable. Now many are asking, why wasn't he diagnosed sooner? After all, as president, he got intensive annual checkups.
This was
probably happening for at least 5 years, from the point where it was just localized to the point where it's metastasized.
Republicans today are crying foul. Donald Trump Jr. is asking, yet another cover-up?
According to Biden's medical reports, he was never tested for prostate cancer during the 4 years of his presidency. No PSA results, the blood test that indicates prostate cancer, was ever released.
President Trump just had the test and released the numbers. So did President Obama. Both showed normal results.
We don't have his PSA number. Does that mean that they didn't check for it?
Well, likely they've checked for it, because almost everyone, even non-presidents, almost everyone's checked for PSA.
According to a statement from his office, Biden was experiencing urinary symptoms. Other symptoms of advanced prostate cancer can include bone pain in the back and blood in the urine. The former president is being treated with hormone therapy, which cuts off the production of testosterone. Other treatments include chemotherapy and radiation.
If left untreated, meaning like we diagnosed him now with metastatic prostate cancer, he would have about 1 to 2 years to live. And now if we treat him, he would have 2 to 4 years to live.
Whoopi Goldberg scoffed at the theory there was a cover-up.
Had this been the case while he was president, there's no way you wouldn't have known.
Right.
Because he would have had to have these
Whoopi
treatments.
Goldberg. Let
So
me
this
go
is
ahead
not
and
something
stop
he
it
was
here.
carrying
So,
around.
Whoopi Goldberg over here looking like the black dust ball she looks like, is making up a gosh darn lie. Ladies and gentlemen, he had prostate cancer all his gosh darn presidency. That's why he was talking crazy. Right? We knew something was up with him. He was talking crazy. Remember, he tripped up the stairs? He was going up the Air Force One. Yeah, how can you trip up the stairs? Right? I kept replaying it back and forth. Him tripping up the stairs. Yeah, and he say some crazy off the wall stuff. And he looked crazy too. And most of the time, ladies and gentlemen, remember the press conferences were kind of weird too? Yeah, I'm telling y'all, there's something going on, right? And now we know he had prostate cancer. They didn't want us to know because we would have saw the ineffectiveness of his administration and we would have been slamming him. But they didn't want to do it, and they had what's her name? Kamala Harris running the show, right? So she was the interim president who was screwing up America. Brother, what do you think about this here?
Worse than that, it was Jill Biden.
Yeah, Jill Biden.
What this new book they got coming out saying, and it's on a tie to his cancer. Jill Biden was acting as president. You were going to cabinet meetings. She got the president coat behind her chair. Also, they knew Joe Biden, something was wrong with Joe Biden years ago. Mm-hmm. Did you know they had to stage a fake town hall and Joe Biden couldn't make it through that? Mm-hmm. They literally paid some people to show up, ask him some fake questions that he already had done. It was staged and he couldn't do it. People was like, oh my God, this whole cancer thing, I feel sorry. I ain't gonna even lie. I know what he did to Americans. I know what Americans suffered through under him. Not talking about financially, not talking about that. When I'm talking about how he went after Americans, weaponized the DOJ, weaponized the FBI because it was locking up parents. Yep. Biden sat right here and he lied. They lied for him. This was the plan, Jermain. Joe Biden was supposed to run, win re-election, announce his cancer diagnosis, and allow Kamala Harris
to run it. Yep.
And then she had the strength of incumbency behind her. But Joe Biden messed it up, and he went out there with Donald Trump. He felt too good. Then they start forcing him to go.
Yep.
This proves how the media lied.
Absolutely. They started forcing him to go. They knew that he was screwed up. They knew that he had this issue. That's why they started pushing Kamala Harris and everything else. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats, they're that evil.
They are.
Yeah, there's been. Remember that time where, they were trying to compare Joe Biden's fitness, his physical fitness, and his mental fitness to Donald Trump's?
Yep, and saying he was better.
Lie. It was all a lie. So that lets you know who the real boss is. That lets you know right away. Let's go ahead and move forward, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Next one up here. This might be our last one, depending. I'll see here.
I'm about saying I'm good. I'm just sitting up here doing everything. You tired?
Yeah, I'm getting a little tired, but
okay.
We'll see. I want to speak to you guys about South Africa. Oh yeah, the South African president met Donald Trump, and it was fire and fury. Let me tell you, it was fire and fury. Oh yeah, and the liberals, they're mad about this as well. Trump was speaking to the South American president and challenged him, ladies and gentlemen, on the genocide that's happening with the Afrikaans. The liberals are saying the president is making up claims of genocide. It's not true. I kid you not. I want you guys to take a look at this when it come back. I want to speak about it because it seems like we're living in two different worlds.
Yep.
Seriously. Take a look.
Another day for the history books today from Donald J. Trump. An astonishing display from him in the White House today. Donald Trump meeting with the president of South Africa and attempting to ambush and humiliate that leader inside the Oval Office. But what he did instead was embarrass and humiliate the people of the United States of America again. In his meeting with President Ramaphosa, Trump peddled unsubstantiated claims of genocide in South Africa of white South Africans, a group that ruled during apartheid in South Africa. It is a fringe conspiracy theory pushed by the likes of Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, and David Duke, the former Grand Wizard of the KKK.
We take from many locations if we feel there's persecution or genocide going on. And we had a lot of people. I must tell you, Mr. President, we have had a tremendous number of people, especially since they've seen this. Generally, they're white farmers, and they're fleeing South Africa, and it's a very sad thing to see. But I hope we can have an explanation of that. It'll be the end of the country if it's not.
So next, Trump asked his staff to dim the lights and roll in a television. Once the lights were dimmed and the television was there, they played a video that Trump claimed showed evidence of genocide against white farmers. Here's the reality as reported by the New York Times. Quote, there have been killings of white South Africans, but police statistics show they are not killed at a higher rate than other South Africans. And while the South African government did pass a law permitting the government to take land without compensation, the process is subject to judicial review. President Ramaphosa did his part to fact-check Donald Trump in real time. He added that he didn't even recognize some of the locations in the video. Here's what he had to say.
Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately, through criminal activity, are not only white people.
After all that, the leader of South Africa, South Africa's president, tried to lighten the mood a little bit. Trump suggested that all of this tension between them could have been avoided as South Africa had just bought him an airplane.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay.
Well, there you have it. Conspiracy theory peddling leader of the United States of America sitting inside a gilded Oval Office, again tarnishing America's image around the world.
Wow, and let me stop that white liberal right there. That this is a woman, gentlemen, that will steal your children. Yes. Yeah, she's the type of liberal white woman that if you have children with her, she'll poison your children. Yeah, she'll turn your children against you. Brother, what do you think about this? This woman is saying that, hey, President Trump is pushing a fringe conspiracy to the likes of David Duke. She brought up David Duke, right? Racism, right? Bingo, bango. Brought up David Duke. Trump, he brought out evidence of genocide to the South African president. Brought out a television with evidence on it. The African president said there's no genocide. He's saying that the blacks are killed more than the whites out there. What is your take on it here, sir?
Well, let's just go on and tell the truth here, Jermaine. They're mad that it came through what was going on in Africa, South Africa. They were genociding white Afrikaners. They was coming after them. They've been wanting to do that for years, but they've been losing. But when they allowed them to vote, they should have got their butts up out of there because they knew they were 10-1 Afrikaners. Afrikaners are 1 to 10 Africans. When after they started with Nelson Mandela and they start raping, the R word when it comes to graping, because they do try to hit you with saying that word, graping white women, into where they had to do a PSA about graping. Okay? They should have started getting their butts out of South Africa and let it fall.
They should have ran.
But they tried to stay there thinking things was going to get changed. And these people have been radical, wanting to murder them for a long time. I don't know why they stayed, but they did. But now they got to get out of there. Come to America so we can give y'all some farms so y'all can be able to farm and get our farming back up the way it needs to be. But I'm glad Donald Trump did the one thing nobody ever thought a white president would do. Confront someone about discrimination and racism towards somebody white. And that I got respect for President Trump about.
Absolutely.
Because he didn't care if he was black. He is from a black country. He said, you are killing whites. And that is something people have not seen somebody stand up for white folk and say, you're not going to do us like that, and not cower in a corner because they're a person of color. Absolutely. Yeah, they got to be balls on President Trump, right? I want folks to understand that's a real man. President Trump, a real man. The balls are hairy. Let me tell you, he sat. Yeah, you're laughing. I'm just a real guy. How can I say it, right? Balls are hairy, sitting down. Hey, this is what's going on, and I ain't gonna play around with you. Roll that stuff in, right? And he's able to stand up and
say this to this black president right here. If it was Joe Biden be kissing his feet. Mm-hmm. How much you want to bet? Joe Biden and his prostate cancer, he'd be sitting over there. Actually, you have Kamala knee pads Harris. Kamala will grab her knee pads, and then she'll be down kissing this guy's feet.
Kamala, I do not need you to do that. Yes, Kamala.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. These people will lie right in front of your face if you don't show them what the truth is. That's something that I know about liberals. And liberals, they know how to move the needle when it comes to this type of propaganda. They certainly do. They know that they can sit up there and lie and nobody will sit there and challenge them, except for folks like Donald Trump.
Yes.
Right? And the reason why they know that folks won't challenge them is because they created the atmosphere for it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not, what is it called? It's not part of their decorum to challenge. You get what I'm saying? It's not part of their decorum to challenge a lie. I want you guys to understand that. So when Donald Trump challenges the lie, he's breaking decorum. He's breaking the liberal decorum, and they don't like that. Hey, he's not supposed to challenge the lie. This lie is supposed to be out there and promulgated. So it's absolutely a fantastic thing he did. The last words on this here, sir.
Like I said, people were not used, and Jermaine, you had me about to fall out of the chair crying, laughing. You ought to stop your mess, Jermaine. But it's true. It's absolutely 100% true. You sitting there and you got people that's dealing with murder, people watching their people die, and they're being told, oh, well, ignore it. This isn't really happening. And they're actually saying, hey, they're killing Afrikaners. They're doing this. They're doing this. And they actually showed a road where they got, quote unquote, little white crosses showing for every farmer that has been murdered by these Africans. And it's not something they've been doing. This is something recent. They are murdering. They are in danger. And people don't like it that Donald Trump is showing that, yes, white America and whites should be treated right, and they should be safe as well, which is going to impact voting. People who are white have been abused and misused, and they seeing, wow, I matter too.
Yep. I think it's absolutely fantastic. That is a present for all people. He really is. You know, regardless of what you think, president for all people. Let's go ahead and move forward. Last but not least, Jamal, this is going to be the last one for tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, brother, about to, fall asleep here. I want to speak to you guys about the Golden Dome. A lot of people have been speaking about this. President Trump is promising it. And let me tell you something. There's a country that's urging Trump to abandon the Golden Dome. Oh, yeah, China. I want you guys to take a look at this. When it come back, we shall discuss it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Here we go.
All right, President Trump is rolling out his $175 billion plan for America's Golden Dome missile defense system.
I promised the American people that I would build a cutting-edge missile defense shield to protect our homeland from the threat of foreign missile attack. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term.
Ultimately, this right here, the Golden Dome for America, is a game changer. It's a generational investment in the security of America and Americans.
Leading aerospace and defense company Lockheed Martin could be a major contributor to this project. Their chief operating officer, Frank St. John, joins me now. Frank, good morning to you. So what are the capabilities that Lockheed has that can help with this?
Good morning, Carly. As the nation's leading provider of missile defense systems, Lockheed Martin brings fielded, proven capabilities in space, airborne, and surface sensing, as well as interceptors to defeat threats and command and control capabilities to integrate all of that together.
And this Golden Dome could ultimately block nuclear missiles shot from on the ground and in space as well?
Yes, and there are, significant analysis of the existing and growing threat that have created the demand for this system to be fielded now. And so we are bringing those combat-proven capabilities, as well as working with all of industry and all of the technology companies to knit together this capability that will defend against those threats that you mentioned, as well as cruise missiles and intermediate ballistic missiles and other threats as well.
Well, it's fascinating, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that the robotic arms that are operating behind you and people walking past. So clearly all systems go at Lockheed Martin this morning, and I imagine that this Golden Dome and building it and creating it would be a job creator as well.
It is, and yeah, the work of deterrence is a 24/7 operation, and you see that in process here. And yes, there's going to be jobs in California, Colorado, Alabama, Arkansas, New Jersey, New York, all over the country. This is going to be a system that's built domestically here in the United States, and we're really proud to take a leading role in bringing President Trump's vision to reality.
Okay, so let's talk about how some of our adversaries are feeling about the president's announcement yesterday. Chinese Foreign Ministry put out this statement this morning saying this undermines global strategic balance and stability. China expresses serious concern over this. We urge the United States to abandon the development and deployment of a global missile defense system as soon as possible. This is a defensive technology, so how do you feel about that and where they're coming from here?
Well, what we've seen historically is that the thing that leads to conflict is a lack of deterrence. Yeah. And so our belief, along with the administration, is that having strong deterrence is the best way to deter conflict. And so we're looking forward to partnering with General Gutlein and the administration to roll this out and make the world safe for peace and prosperity.
So the president also said yesterday
and
that
let me go ahead and stop it right here. So
they would have to pay their fair share.
This Golden Dome here is an absolute fantastic idea. And he's absolutely correct. When you have something like this will deter folks like China and the rest of these folks from doing something evil. I want people to understand that. Lockheed Martin and those folks, I actually was going to get a job with RTX in Northrop Grumman when I got out of the military. So shout out to those folks there, and they're into missile defense and things of that nature as well. Brother, what do you think about this here? This Golden Dome, do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it will deter some threats across the world? Or do you think it's just a boondoggle we're throwing money at?
If China's telling us don't do it, you don't need to do it, it's a waste of money, I would double getting that thing done.
That's what I'm
Soon
saying.
as they be like, no, sir, no, President Jamal, no, you do not need that, no, you do not need that. Yes. We are your friend. We are China. So you telling me don't build this Golden Dome? No, Jamal. We are your friend. And you done took all my property, intellectual stuff in my factories? Yes. We're not taking. Yes, you came here to China. I want that Golden Dome by next month. No.
Absolutely. I want that Golden Dome here fast.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And that will deter all these crazy folks. China is just saying that, but these folks got a Golden Dome type system. China does. So does Russia. Russia got a system like that too. How come we can't have a system like that? Israel got a system like that too. Of all these people got system like that, and we supposed to have the most money and all sorts of stuff, and we ain't got system like that. That's crazy. So I'm all for it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm all for it. We live in a new emerging world where people are, the countries are trying to maintain dominance, hegemony. And the only way for you to maintain dominance in this new world is power and technology, right? Either nuclear or, whatever other new power they got going on right now. And military. That's the only way that you can carry the big stick.
Yes.
Okay, whoever carries the big stick rules the roost. That's how it's always been. And if we want to maintain holding our big stick like the way we do, and you see Donald Trump, his nuts is hairy, right? You see that, right? Yeah, it's hairy and probably got gray hairs like on my beard. Mm-hmm.
Hey.
We
you just said it like that, Jermain.
We need that goddamn Golden Dome. So that's what it is. I want to thank everybody and their mamas for showing up and hanging out with us. That is the end of our show for tonight. Absolutely. There will be clips of the show putting out tomorrow. It'll be on Rumble. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on Facebook, a lot on Facebook. So make sure you guys help us out by hitting that like button and sharing the clips as well. All right? Brother, any last words for our beautiful, beautiful crowd here?
Nope. I'm glad that you all turned out. I'm glad that you all came. Thank you all. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely. I know it's late in your part of the woods here. It's late here as well, and I know it's late across the country. So everybody have a fantastic night. If you haven't ate yet like myself, you go ahead and take care of your body. And we'll catch you guys here next time for another edition of Conservative Nation Double Barrel J Wednesdays. You guys take care and have a fantastic night. All right? It's been fire. Take care. Love ya. And good night. Bye-bye.